All right. Hey, Janindra, everyone. Welcome to the Worldwide Jain Virtual Classroom. This is session 2. We are currently running a Jainism stress management workshop. The purpose of this workshop is to give people an idea about Jain fundamentals and familiarize them with the applications, practical life applications of these fundamental principles into their real life using some real life case studies and scenarios. So last time, let's just recap a little bit last time what we did. Last time we did introduction of people, and along with that, after the introduction, basically we talked about the purpose of this class, the history of this class. As you all know, this has been running for the last 4 years, but it was in an audio conferencing form. Recently, we have started as a video conferencing form. And one of the key purpose of this class is to help propagate the knowledge of Jain fundamentals, promote the interaction about Jain principles among young Jain professionals, and provide a platform for them to learn, and to also eliminate a lot of misconceptions that are prevalent in Jain community about Jainism in general. Like a lot of people think that Jainism is just a kitchen religion, or it's just a highly intellectual, it's theoretical. A lot of people feel that it's more they study Jainism, feel hopeless about it. So, I mean, part of the reason why these misconceptions occur is because we have never been exposed to fundamentals, Jain fundamentals. So that's what we want to do by introducing these fundamentals and its practical applications. Hopefully, you'll see a different perspective. And this is a very interactive class. Our teacher is Saurabh Jain, should be joining any moment. If you have any questions, meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to ask right away. I mean, this is meant to be a very interactive format. This is not like a lecture or one-way traffic, So basically, feel free to bring your questions or any comments or anything that you may want to share. Okay. Who else join? Okay. Anyone? First of all, let's do this. Anyone who joined, who couldn't introduce themselves last time, who is here today, right now? Is there anyone like that who wasn't here last time?
It's me, Prerit. I wasn't there last time.
Okay, all right. So yeah, let's go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Toral Mehta. I'm a CPA by profession. Right now I'm a stay-at-home mom of my 4-year-old girl and a 9-month-old son. I've been interested in Jainism since my childhood, but never got really chance to learn as I grew up in a small place. But my mom always used to teach me fundamentals, but after coming here, I can say it has been my punyodaya. I met Prerit, Pritesh, and other people at Jain Temple and got chance to learn more. I'll try my best to attend this class, but recording will help me a lot to learn more. Thank you.
All right, Pearl, yes, welcome to the class, and we are all looking forward to learn with you all. And yeah, feel free to bring up any questions you may have.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, and with that, I will share my screen. But anyone has any questions from last time?
Hey, Derek, this is Ronika. I was not in the first class too.
Yes, we just had one session, and that was last time, and we just did introduce people. Ronika, yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself. You were not there, so you should introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Ronika, and I attended before also at Jain Temple, and it's a wonderful class. It helped me a lot in day-to-day life, how to deal with stress and all that. I can say Jainism is a wonderful science, and I agree with Toral that it's our punyodaya that we got chance to learn this. So I want to participate again. I'm in Indianapolis right now, in Indiana State, but I will conference every Saturday, and I would love to join this class. Thanks.
All right, Ronika. Thank you for introducing yourself. Those of you who don't know, Ronika used to be here in Houston, and 2 years ago we ran this workshop here locally here in Houston, and she was part of that workshop. So glad to have you back, Ronika.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks.
With that, let me just share my screen. Can everyone see my screen? What can you see?
Yep.
Can
I
you
can see
see
it. Yep.
Yeah.
PowerPoint?
Yes, this is Nishit. Yes, I can see.
Okay, all right. Everyone can hear me okay? Teacher is still not here, Saurabhji, but we will get going.
It's saying that Surabji is here.
Oh,
I don't
he's
see.
here. Saurabhji, are you here?
He's showing up as a participant, but I can't see him and I don't hear him.
Saurabhji, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay, great. Saurabhji. Yeah, okay. So Shastri Saurabh Jain from Indore, he's our teacher. He has been teaching us Jainism for the last 4.5 years, and it has been real pleasure to learn from him. He has a Shastri degree from Pandit Todaramal Smarak Trust in Jaipur, from Jaipur. He also has a twin brother. His name is Gaurav Shastri, Shastri Gaurav Jain. And sometimes in his Saurabhji's absence, Gaurav Shastri has also taught the class to us. So just give you a recap. Last time we basically talked about the stress. Okay, well, we try to define stress from our understanding in general life, from medical science or any other philosophy, and we all came to the conclusion that there is no real definition of stress. There is no real good definition. It appears so subjective, and by looking at the elevator video and a story of a lady and an infant child, we came to conclusion that it appears like that the situations bring stress, but what we want to analyze it, really situations cause us stress or not. And we want to be able to define stress because we really didn't have a good definition of stress as we learned. Modern science cannot define stress very well, and that you can see from this website. When you go to American Institute of Stress website, they themselves say that stress is not a very useful term for scientists because it's highly subjective. But Jainism has a very, very objective definition of stress. And not only that, it has a complete framework to understand stress. So let's just continue our discussion. We talked about, okay, in order to define stress, we need to introduce some Jain fundamentals. So that's what we are doing. Uh, we are studying this Jain fundamentals. And then once at the end of the Jain fundamentals, we will come back to this topic of stress and we will define stress. Then you can tell us whether you can visualize stress or not again. We talked about the fundamentals of Jain philosophy, which is Dravya, Gun, and Paryay, which is substance, attributes, and its modifications. That's a foundation of Jain philosophy, and six substance of Jainism, basically. Six substance that this cosmos is made up of: Jiv, Puddal, Dharma, Adharma, Akash, and Kal. And then we talked about how Jainism does not believe in any intervention of God. Everything occurs according to the natural law of the universe, laws of nature, and each substance has its own properties and it's eternal. Nothing can be created, nothing can be destroyed. It can be just transformed from one form to another form. And with that, let's just go into the geosubstance, which Saurabh explained last time. But Saurabh, would you like to just start again from geosubstance? Saurabh, are you there?
Hello.
Saurabh ji, yes.
Okay. So deep substance is nothing else but ourself. What the living being we are just seeing in this world are called deep substance. So deep substance it doesn't mean only human being. Deep
Saurabh ji, we
substance.
cannot, can you speak louder? We cannot hear you very clearly.
Deep substance it doesn't mean that only human being. Deep substance it means insect. Deep substance it means trees. Deep substance it means each and every living beings which is just residing in this world. That may be human, that may be a tree, that may be insect, etc. But the wonderful thing is that in deep substance is that deep substance is made up of knowledge, and this knowledge cannot be removed in any paryaya or any state. So as just we just spend a long time in just narak or hell, we have just spent a long time in Triyanjagati. That means uh, uh, in tree paryaya, in insect paryaya, etc. But the good part is that in spite of all these inferior paryaya, we are having the same knowledge and livelihood that is called chetnatva. So chetnatva is a common attributes of all jeev, and it cannot be removed, it cannot be vanished in any state or any paryaya. Okay, Predji, it's enough I think in jeev.
Okay, all right. We will come back to Jeev substance and explain in more detail when we get to the special attributes of Jeev. This is just the introduction of all 6 substances. All right, let me go to the next slide here. Pudgal Dravya. Saurabh, go ahead and can you explain Pudgal Dravya to us? What is Pudgal Dravya?
It's, sorry to interrupt. I can't see the. All I can see is session 2, the cover slide. It says stress management workshop, 6 substances, Dravya Gun Pariyar. Are you showing something else on the screen?
What can everyone else see? Can you see a slide of Pudgal?
No, Prarit, he's right. We cannot see it.
Okay, let me stop sharing and share again. Okay, let me share again. Okay. Hopefully this time won't have problem.
Yep, we can see.
Okay, all right. Pudgal. Saurabh, what is Pudgal? Can you explain us what is Pudgal substance in the universe? Saurabh, are you there? Okay. Meanwhile, while Saurabh comes back, I'll continue here. So Pudgal is basically a substance in the universe which has the attributes of touch, taste, color, and smell. So anything that we see around us that we can touch, taste, that has a color or that has a smell, everything that we see around us, including the chair, table, the particles, all the particles, even the particles of our body, because they are Pudgal substance because they have touch, taste, color, and smell. Now you can see very distinctly that this Pudgal substance does not have an attribute of knowledge. It does not have a knowledge itself. In itself, it does not know anything. It does not have that intelligence. Even the robot, the particles of robots are Pudgal. So you can see that robots can do a lot of mechanical and electrical functions. It can mimic a lot of behaviors, but it doesn't have intelligence. It does not have a ability to form beliefs. It does not have a lot of things that a Jeev substance can do. So Jeev is something which has a knowledge, belief, or you can say consciousness. The Pudgal is something that does not have a consciousness, that just simply has touch, taste, color, and smell, and many other attributes like this. You will see in more detail that these are some of the attributes that we study here for our purposes. There are many other attributes. The examples of Pudgal Dravya is gold, desk, any metal, or atom of oxygen, molecule of water, body of cat, body of human being, body of even Aryan Bhagwan is Pudgal Dravya, as well as robots and computers. Any questions on Pudgal Dravya? Any questions? Okay, all right. So next is let's see. We studied about Dravya, Gun, and Paryay, means substance, and then substance is basically we studied that the cosmos is a collection of 6 substances. Surabhi, are you here? Are you on the line?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and then continue. We couldn't hear you earlier. Can you explain the attribute? What is attribute? What is gun, or what is attribute in a substance?
Okay. I have to explain now. Each attributes of every substance is independent and other attributes. Which one I have to explain, Pradipji?
This gun, that
About it.
slide, the slide that is in front of us, Saurabhi.
Yeah. So, okay. So I have to explain this one.
Yeah, the slide, yes.
Okay. As we know that each and every Drav is full of many attributes, and Jain religion just reveals or exposes a very good phenomenon about each and every substance, that even a Jeev Drabha, Pudgal Drabha, etc. All Drabha, they are having a unlimited, infinite attributes. If we talk about Jeev Drabha, so there are two kinds of attribute, Saman and Visesh. So Saman, it means common attributes, which are commonly just found in all 6 substances. But Visesh, it means specific, and these attributes only can be just found in only specific drabha, like Chetanatva, livelihood is the attributes of Jeev Dravya, like uh, hardness or softness, etc., are the attributes of Pudgal Dravya. So here the explanation of attributes on the slide. An attribute is that which exists in each and every the substance in any shape or form. Almost states there are 2 types of attributes. One common, second specific. In Hindi we can say Saman and Visesh. Common is just present in all 6 substances. Visesh is specific, or it can be found only in one specific. Each substance consists of infinite attributes, and he study only few of them. I think I'm unable to see the full text.
Okay, let me. Can you see it now?
No, I cannot see. Okay, what is the text? Each substance consists of infinite attributes. Then,
oh, here we will study only few of them.
okay, here we study a few of them. So each substance is having infinite attributes. As a Jeev Drabha is having infinite attributes in itself, but it's not possible to study all attributes. So here we will be able to study only few of them. Each attributes of every substance is independent than other attributes. So each attribute is independent. No attribute is dependent on each other. All attributes pervades in Swakshetra, or entire of the substance, and exist simultaneously. Suppose that our Atma is having a Gyan, Darshan, Chetana, Shraddhan, etc. So many attributes at one place. It is called Swakshetra. One place at a simultaneously all attributes are living, are just existing at one place. It is called a Swakshetra. Okay. Redji,
Okay.
I think.
So, yeah, let me give also a different example. One more example I would like to add here. Say, take a mango, the particles of mango. So as you can see that in a particle of a mango, touch, taste, color, and smell, they are all different attributes of that particle, right? And it's not that one in one compartment there is a touch, in the other compartment there is a smell, and there is another compartment where there is a color. It's not like that. Where in the entire particle, all the attributes exist in the entire region of that particle simultaneously. So as you can see, this gun or attributes or the property of a substance pervades the entire region of that substance, as well as they all exist simultaneously. And basically, they exist in all form. So even though the color may change from green to yellow, the property of the color, the attribute of the color, will still exist. There are two types of attributes. One, samanya, means common. They are present in all six substances. And vishesh, which are present in one or more, if not all. So any questions on attributes so far? Again, keep in mind, every substance is basically a collection of attributes, right? And attribute is something that is a property of a substance, which exists in each and every part of a substance. And so that's all we have learned so far. Any questions up until the attribute? Okay. All right. So with that, we will go into the next slide. Okay, Saurabh, can you explain us the common attributes? What do you mean? What do you mean by the common attributes? And can you tell us about some of the common attributes?
Okay. As we know that there are two kinds of attributes. One is common and second is specific. So common attribute, name of the some attributes are astitva, vastutva, dravyatva, etc. And as I know by experience, when we just study these common attributes and when we know the nature of these attributes, so if we understand these attributes in real manner, definitely these attributes will change our life. These attributes will change our manner of thinking. We will just think about each and everything in a different manner, because dravya gun paryay, this matter is very just important for understanding and to understand the world, to understand our life. In that common attribute, number one, astitva, potentiality or quality by the virtue of which substance is never destroyed nor created by anybody, and it maintains its independent existence regardless of other substance. So as we know that even uh, scientists just consider this thing that even a drop of water cannot be produced, cannot be destroyed. So this attribute is called astitva gun, potentiality or quality by virtue of which substance is never destroyed nor created. As we know that this world, all whole world considers that this present world has been created by any god, like Brahma, Allah, like Vishnu, etc. But Jain religion says that this world has not been produced, this world has not been created by anyone, cannot be destroyed by anyone, because this world is having astitva attributes. Astitva attributes, it means substance. Any substance cannot be destroyed, cannot be created by anybody. Even no one can produce any substance, no one can destroy any substance, and it's a independent existence regardless of their substance. It is called astitva gun. If we talk about our atma, so our atma is also having astitva gun. It cannot be, it has not been created by anyone, and our atma cannot be destroyed by anyone. So be cool by our mind that our soul is permanent. It is having astitva gun. Even pudgal cannot be destroyed by anyone. So each and every substance having its independence existence and cannot be destroyed, cannot be produced. Is it clear, Ketanji? Is it clear, astitva attribute?
Yes, G, sir.
Okay, what is the nature of astitva attribute?
Attribute suggests that it cannot be destroyed or created. It is a permanent characteristic or attribute of the item that we're discussing.
But in this present scenario, we see that there are many substances which are destroyed, many are just created. So what is it? Many substances are just creating, many substances are destroying.
For example, hydrogen and oxygen, when they combine, they get destroyed and it becomes a water molecule, right? So is that what you're asking, Saurabh?
Yeah, I'm asking like this.
So what we're perceiving at that is that these items are being destroyed, but in actuality, it's paryai. These things are changing, but it is not being either destroyed or created. Just as if when someone dies and we burn the body turns into ash, and the body physical manifestation is not there, but is ash is what is present. So it's paryai. It's changing. The attribute is changed.
The particles are existence is still there. It's just a transformation of their attribute or the change in the state of the attribute.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So Astitva attribute tells us that no substances can be destroyed, no substance can be created. And if we talk about our Atma, so usually what we think that one day I will die, then what will happen? Suddenly I will die, then what will happen? But the thing is that you cannot die. You are a soul, you are a pure soul, and soul cannot be die, because your soul is having astitva attribute. Even your body cannot be destroyed, only it just changes its paryai. So be cool and calm by our just mind that my soul cannot be destroyed, cannot be created by anyone, because it's having astitva attribute. Nishit, is it clear for you, astitva attribute?
Yes, Saurabh.
Okay,
I'd like
what is
go ahead, Saurabh.
mhm. Okay, what is astitva attribute?
So, as mentioned before, simply that uh, any substance that has this attribute cannot be created nor can it be destroyed. So it's permanent, and I think that's that. Yep.
Yeah, and it's independent. Okay, it's
Yep.
independence existence. Okay, Prinji, please go ahead.
No, I just wanted to point out a fact that we all think that the conservation of mass and energy, the principles of conservation, they have become more widespread with the advent of modern science, right? We all think that they were discovered by modern science. But these Jain texts have been written thousands and thousands of years ago, and before that, these principles were propagated orally from one generation to another. And you can see this conservation principles. Not only we are talking about conservation of Buddhal substance as modern science propagates. We are saying everything in the universe is conserved. Nothing can be created. Nothing can be destroyed. So these conservation principles have been basically known to people in Jainism for like thousands of years. Something that I wanted to point out here.
Yeah.
And I think it's very interesting when we see physics and these theories about universe expanding and contracting and Big Bang and all that stuff. When you look at all that, it you know it kind of doesn't make sense, at least in my mind.
Yeah. So definitely, there are a lot of assumptions behind those theories, and there are a lot of things that they themselves cannot explain, even in a Big Bang theory, like things like singularity. We don't want to get into too much detail here. A lot of people may not have a physics background, but what scientists are talking about in Big Bang theory, they don't claim it as absolute truth. It's just what they think at this point in time.
Okay, what I have just found after studying Jain religion, that the scientists are telling many principles, many scientific principles right now. But after studying Jain religion, I have just found that there are many principles which have already mentioned in our granthas, what science are just telling right now. For example, this principle of stability or astitva gun, science is telling that even you cannot produce a drop of water, cannot be destroyed. But Jain religion saying since time infinite, since time immortal, that there is a astitva gun in all substances. It means it just maintains the existence of each and every substance. So there is if we think that we can destroy anything, we can create anything, our soul will be destroyed one time, or our body will be destroyed. So we must remove these kind of notions what we are having. Okay, it's is it clear? If any question, anyone is having any question about astitva, feel free to ask.
Anyone has any questions? Feel free to ask, okay? Otherwise, I'd like to bring up one more debate here. So a lot of people may have questions, right? That, okay, as we mentioned here, just like Buddha substance, even our soul is eternal. So nothing has been created. So when, at the moment of death, what just happens is the soul and the particles of body just separates, and soul just takes a different transformation in a different paryay or different form, a different life form perhaps, and particles of body, they just transform into ashes when we burn it, or in a different type of particle, right? So that means this just brings the theory of rebirth. A lot of people may be skeptical about having like a phenomena of rebirth. Is there something like this? How do I believe it? Anyone has those questions? Yes, no? Who has some doubts or some speculations about theory of rebirth? That you may have do you have a difficult time? I mean, when I started studying Jainism, I can say that I was very, very skeptical about this theory of rebirth. I was like, how do I believe it? What evidence is there? Is there anyone in this class right now who has that type of doubts? And we want to address those doubts, and that's why we are asking. Anyone? Okay. Even if you don't have a doubt, next time we will show you a video, YouTube video. It's a documentary prepared by Dr. Jim Tucker at University of Virginia, Charlottesville. This has been a psychiatric researcher for many, many years, and he has been studying the phenomena of rebirth and reincarnation for like almost his entire career, and he has researched almost 2,000 cases. So we are next time. Stay tuned. We are going to show you a video or a documentary of this Scottish boy who talks about his past life from like a year, like age of 1 year or 2 year old, and then they trace him. They ask him questions, and then eventually they take him back to the location that he's referring to, and what really happens, how he identifies things, and what really happens. This video will prove it to you, almost this phenomena of rebirth. And if you have studied Jainism, you can clearly see how this occurs. For scientists, they are still trying to understand how this is possible and how this is happening. So next time we will show you that video. Okay, Saurabh, you can continue in Vastutva, I believe.
Okay. Vastutva. After Astitva, next one is Vastutva. The energy that causes specific activity within the substance. The energy that causes specific activity within substance. It means each thing, each activity, what we are just seeing in any substance. So cause behind that is Vastutva Gun. What energy, that specific energy or specific activity in any substance, what we see, that is called due to Vastutva Gun. In Hindi, we can say that Arth Kriya Karitva. It is called Arth Kriya Karitva. Or, okay, Redji, you can elaborate this Vastutva.
Yeah, I'll just give one example. So every substance, right? Like we will go back to the example of mango. Mango has touch, taste, color, smell, and continuously the color changes, smell changes, touch, texture changes, and smell changes. So every substance, in order to have this change occur, that has to have a quality that will make this change happen, right? Without that quality, change cannot occur. So every substance, as we saw, that every substance has its own attributes. There are different attributes, and within each of those attributes, their states are continuously changing. So, for example, for color in mango is changing from green to yellow, and yellow to whatever, something else. But this change is continuously happening. Just like that, even in soul, our knowledge, we have attribute of knowledge. But the knowledge, states of knowledge are changing, right? At one moment, we are gaining more knowledge, then the other moment, we are gaining less knowledge. Then emotions, the attribute of emotions that we have. We continue to have different type of emotions, anger, ego, deceit, greed. So this change is continuously happening. So the energy, every substance has this energy that causes the specific activity within that substance. And that is called Vastutva. So what this tells us is no substance, no particle, or no independent substance needs outside interference to cause that activity. So, there are a lot of widespread theories that Vishnu run this universe, right? Now, this theory, this particular attribute is telling us that every substance is independent to cause this activity. and no one can basically cause this activity. Saurabh, can you please one moment take over? Someone may be calling me. Okay, never mind. So Vastutva is basically a specific activity within the substance, the energy that causes specific activity within the substance. So nothing needs outside help to cause that activity. Any questions on Vastutva? What is Vastutva? A lot of times you may question yourself that how do I believe that these qualities or attributes that we are talking about exist in a substance? What's the proof? So these are simply a matter of observation, that you can see that nothing can be created or destroyed, right? No matter what you do, you cannot destroy anything or create anything. So that means it has some quality to exist by itself. So that quality is what we are calling astitva. That you can see by a matter of observation. It's a self-sufficient truth. Similarly, vastutva, the change is occurring in every single substance. There is not a substance out there in the universe, not a particle, or not any other thing in the universe that does not go through change. So the energy that causes that specific activity, that functionality, is called vastutva. In English, you can call it functionality, basically.
And there is
And
an example of Vastutva is that the specific function of a jar is to hold water. The specific function of a jar is to hold water. It will be called a Vastutva gun of that jar. It means the activity of each and every substance what just happening is due to Vastutva.
yeah. Now, here's another thing. If you want to read more details about these attributes, there are actually entire chapters written on each of these attributes in a book called Jain Tattva Parichay. And you can find that book in either English, Hindi, or Gujarati at www.jana.org. JAANA.org. And in that book, actually, each attribute, there is a whole chapter written on it, and it talks about now when you learn about these attributes, how it changes your thinking and how it benefits you in your everyday life, in every single moment of your life. So I really highly encourage you all to read that book. We studied that book 4 years ago. Like in the last 4 years, right before we started this class. So next is Dravyatva. Saurabh, can you please explain Dravyatva?
The energy by which the modification of substance are continuously changing without interruption as the substance remains constant. So as we know that we are discussing about common attributes. So these attributes you will find in each and every substance, Jeev, Pudgal, etc. We have discussed so far Astitva and Vastutva. Now Dravyatva Gun. Dravyatva Gun, it means the energy which the modification of substance are continuously changing. As we just discussed that paryay, changes of paryay in any dravya. But there is a specific cause of this changing that is called Dravyatva Gun. So there is I'm having another definition of this Dravyatva attributes. I'm pointing out here that potentiality or quality by virtue of which the modification of a substance changes every moment continuously and uninterruptedly is called changeability attributes. We will say in English Dravyatva Guna as a changeability attributes. So what the changes we are just seeing in this world, it is only Dravyatva attributes. What right now what we are just trying to do that we are trying to keep a substance in only in one paryay. For example, we want to be young forever. It's not possible. There are many scientists, they are just they're doing so many researches that this man will forever be young, but it's not possible. Okay, Ketanji, why is it not possible to be young forever?
Because of Dravyatva Gun, which basically modifications are constantly going to occur within that substance. So within the body, in this example that you're stating, the body is going to undergo changes as time progresses and as aging process occurs. Our skin will sag, our other bodily manifestations will change. Our hair color will change from black to gray, etc. Those manifestations will change because of dravyatva gun.
Okay. Do you know change is change is change is stable in dravyatva gun. It will it will exist forever. It means no one, no power, no person, no one can stop this changing, because changing is the nature of each and every dravya. We were in childhood, right now we are young, in future we will grow old. So there is no medicine. Is there any medicine, Ketanji? Is there any medicine by which we can be just we can remain forever young?
Absolutely not.
Not. And in future a scientist or just doctor will be will can just produce this kind of medicine?
Absolutely not.
Okay. It means I'm very confident about this, that no scientist, no doctor will be able to produce this kind of any medicine which will keep yourself forever young. You may we can say that you are young, but the thing is that modification or dravyatva gun is saying that you are changing each and every moment. As you just Ketanji told us that our the color of our hairs are changing, the skin of our just color of our skin is changing, body posture, each and everything is changing. If we talk about just the example of mango, we just uh, take a fresh mango one day, second day, third day, fourth day, sixth day. When you will just see after 5 or 6 days that mango, you will find many changes of color, changes of taste, etc. So dravyatva gun is a very very good to understand the nature of changeability. And when we understand the nature of changeability of each and every, so we will be very relaxed that what common anxieties, what common problems in this world or the human society is facing that. First of all, we want to keep our all money with us forever. We want to keep our all relatives with us. We want to keep our youngness forever with us, but it's not possible, because there is a dravyatva gun, and dravyatva gun is a attributes or principle of changeability. Kirji, now you can.
Yeah. So in the simple words, Dravyatva simply tells us that the change is inevitable. You cannot stop the change. You cannot change that. You cannot stop something from changing. So basically, by knowing this, we won't try in vain to try to stop the change in something. Right. So basically, that way it has a lot of benefits for us to make us a lot of relaxed, give us a relaxed frame of mind. And you can read more detail about this in that book that I just mentioned, Jain Tattva Parichay. So in the end, let me summarize this slide. What this is telling us is that every substance in the nature, every particle, every Jeev substance, that means you, me, cat, every insect, every living being, every substance is independent in its existence, change, or functioning. And it does not need outside interference or does not need outside help to continue its activity. And so what we are going to do is we are just learning the definitions of these attributes here. Later, we have a point to prove here actually by learning these attributes. And when we get to that point, and then once we are at the end of this Jain fundamentals, then we will come back to the topic of stress, and we will define stress. And at this time, these concepts have big impact on how we see the phenomena of stress and why it occurs. So keep in mind, summary is every substance is independent in its existence, change, or functioning, and it does not depend on outside help for those things. Everyone agree on this point? Or any doubts up until this point?
Okay.
Okay,
Nishit,
all right.
what is dravyatva gun? Nishit, please tell. What is dravyatva gun?
So, Saurabhji, Dravyata Gun is pretty much saying that every substance, within every substance, there's going to be a change. There is going to be modification or paryay. the paryaya, every substance is going to have change in paryaya from time to time. And you cannot have the same, cannot have the same state. You cannot have same state from different time.
Not for, okay.
Yeah. Due to the same attribute, we can never keep our hair color the same. We can never keep our body skin the same. It's continuously changing. Even sometimes, let me give you explanation. A lot of times, these people claim that okay, we have this cream that will slow down your transformation of those particles of your skin, so that you age slowly. In fact, what is really happening is those cream, basically all they do is basically change they just replace the particles, the new particles, and they cannot stop the transformation of the particles that are already there in the skin. Even in the skin, cells are being continuously replaced and changed from time to time. Even within the cell, there are so many particles that gets replaced, so you cannot stop the transformation. That's all this derivative attribute is saying.
Are these the only three attributes that are common among all substances?
No, there are actually many common attributes. For the purpose of our study, since we cannot study infinite here, it will take infinite time. We are studying only 6 of them. So we have studied 3 so far, and in the next slide, we are going to study 3 more. So let's go to the next slide. Saurabh, can you please now explain us what the fourth attribute is, Prameyatva?
Okay, about Dravyatva attributes, my question is that what many people, many celebrities, they are just taking many medicines, many surgeries for just keeping themselves young. So, and we can see that they are young. For example, if we take example of Salman Khan in India, he is more than 50 years. His age is, I think, 51 years, but he is young. So, Ketanji, he is young, and I think it is a violation of Dravyatva. He is able to stable.
I suspect that he's had several plastic surgeries to do that. So he's artificially changed his appearance. But it is not a violation of Dravyatva Gun. Because what he's actually done is he's pulled his skin back on his face, but the skin molecules themselves that have changed that caused the initial sagging are still there. But what someone has done is pulled the skin back on his face so that he appears more tight. It appears tighter. That is not a violation of Dravyatva Gun. Dravyatva Gun is still taking place. Those skin molecules are still going to change and still going to continue to cause him to have saggy appearance of the skin until a plastic surgeon once again goes in and pulls the skin back on his face. So not a violation.
Okay. If someone thinks that there are many celebrities, they are just taking so medicines and they are using plastic surgery for keeping themselves young, and it is a violation of Dravyatva Gun. So it is not the violation of Dravyatva Gun. Each and every time the molecules, the particles of our skin, the air, each and every substance of our body is changing. For example, as we know that in 3 months, I think our whole blood of body it changed automatically, Ketanji.
Gee,
Our blood of our body automatically just get changes.
it does, yes.
New blood is just has been produced by our body, and old blood just it has been removed by urine.
On a constant basis, yes.
Yeah. So Dravyatva Gun, it's a common attributes. It's a very common and very wonderful by understanding the nature of this world. What the changes we are just seeing in this world is due to only Dravyatva Gun, and we can just get peace of mind by understanding Dravyatva Gun. When we get new things, new home, or new body, any new thing, so that will we must not expect from anything that it will sustain forever like this. So Dravyatva Gun reveals that you must accept, you will have to accept the principle of changeability in each and every substance. That is only the way to be happy. Otherwise, you will be just in sorrow, in anxiety that I am just taking so much of good energetic food. I am just doing so exercise. I am taking good medicines. I'm living in a good atmosphere. But in spite of each and everything, my body just getting growing old and old. So keep in mind, due to Dravyatva Gun, it's not possible It's inevitable. It's inevitable uh, uh, to change the world. Okay. Next one is Prameyatva Gun. And the definition of Prameyatva Gun is a potentiality or quality by virtues which the substance becomes the object of any deep knowledge. It's a very, I think, common and very simple. If he says that there is a power behind each and everything, which is called Prameyatva Gun, what we just observe in by seeing anything, that by our eyes we can see anything, but it is a true one-sided true. Second part is that if I say in Hindi, we can say that जिस शक्ति के कारण द्रव्य किसी न किसी के ज्ञान का विषय हो उसे प्रमेयत्व गुण कैसे कहते हैं. जिस शक्ति के कारण द्रव्य किसी न किसी के ज्ञान का विषय हो उसे प्रमेयत्व गुण कहते हैं. Potentiality or quality by the virtues which is the substance become the object of any deep knowledge. जिस शक्ति के कारण द्रव्य किसी न किसी के ज्ञान का विषय हो, it means कि each and every substance is having power to come in knowledge. And there's a one word I am having, power of nobility, Prameyatva Gun. It means that Dravya must be the subject of knowing of anyone. It is called Prameyatva Gun. Priyatji, now you can explain more.
Yeah. So just like we earlier noticed that the Jeev has ability to know, right? To perceive. Just the object would only be known if it has ability to be known, right? Like let me take a different example. So we all know that we can burn hydrogen. So we can burn the hydrogen, and basically by lighting up, basically with the match we can burn the hydrogen. But hydrogen can be burned only if it has the ability to be burned. If it does not even have the ability to be burned, you cannot light up the fire and still burn it. Like for example, let's take sand. You cannot burn the sand, or you cannot burn a space because it does not have ability to be burned. Similarly, you cannot draw something in the empty space, right? Can you draw something in empty space? You can draw it on the board, on the wall, on the pudgal, on the matter, where you can write or change something, the particles. But the space itself does not have ability to be written. Or similarly, the object that does not have ability to cause that change can never be changed. So that's what Prametva says, that Jeev Dravya can know a lot of all the six substances. All these six substances have a potentiality or the quality by the virtue of which they can become a subject of someone's knowledge. So something will be known to someone, and that ability to be known is called Prametva attribute. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Next is Aguru Lagutva.
Okay. We can define this Prametva attributes in one more definition. The potentiality or quality by virtue of which the substance becomes the subject of any kind of knowledge is called Prametva attributes. Okay, now Ketanji, please tell the definition of this Prametva attribute.
Prametva attribute suggests that a substance can be known. And one such example of that is that we have our eyes, and it is actually through those eyes that we think that we're seeing, but knowledge is changing. That pariyaya is occurring that helps us know that what we are seeing. I don't know if I quite made sense with that, but it is the knowability aspect is what it is.
Knowability, okay. Next, Aguru Lagutva. Potentiality or quality. आगे क्या लिखा प्रीति जी? Potentiality or quality
by the virtue of which.
Okay. By the virtue of which the substance maintains its own state on आगे
State of being a substance.
State of being a substance. It is called Aguru Laguttugun, and I am having a one more definition of it. It's a detail. Uh, the potentiality or quality by virtue of which the constancy with individuality or substance is always maintained. That is, a substance does not change into another attributes, and the infinite attributes of a substance do not scatter or split up into separate entities. Due to these attributes, no substance becomes less or more by losing or adding anything in it. It is called Aguru Lagutva attributes. It's, I think, very magical attributes, because the many attribute, many virtues, just they are having their existence at one place, but they are not one. They are at one place, but they are not one due to Aguru Lagutva gun. For example, if we take the example of our body, so our body is having a many parts, like just blood, like flesh, like bones, many substances. It is called Saptadhatu. All are living at one place, but they are not one. They cannot be one. It is called Aguru Laguttu Gun. If we just take this definition in Hindi, I think you would understand this. जिस शक्ति के कारण द्रव्य में द्रव्यपना कायम रहता है, अर्थात एक द्रव्य दूसरे द्रव्य रूप नहीं होता, एक गुण दूसरे गुण रूप नहीं होता, और द्रव्य में रहने वाले अनंत गुण बिखरकर अलग अलग नहीं हो जाते, उसे अगुरु लघुत्व गुण कहते हैं. It means unity and diversity simultaneously at same time. Unity and diversity is the nature of this aguru laguttu. Okay, Prerit.
Let me take one more example here. So let's go back to that example of mango, particle of mango. So we know that it has a touch, taste, color, and smell attributes. But can you ever, if you think, if you want, can you ever take out the color? Say I think that I don't want color in it. Just not a property of color. I don't want it. I want to take it out completely, or I want to take the smell out completely. I mean, the color may change, but can you ever take out the property of color altogether? Can you just remove it and throw it away? You cannot, right? Similarly, if you think that, okay, this particle of mango is missing some quality, like a knowledge, can you add a virtue of knowledge into that particle? Can you add the attribute? You cannot. So, agru lagutva is basically the virtue by which substance maintains its own state of being its own substance. So, all these infinite attributes that it is part of will all stay together simultaneously, and they can never, nothing, no new attribute can be added, or nothing can be taken away, or nor can you transform smell into color or color into smell. They won't merge into each other. They will continue to do their own functions independently, even though they exist simultaneously. They will not sacrifice their own individual function while they are being. So they maintain their state of being substance like it is. So that attribute, that quality is agru lagutva. So by knowing this agru lagutva, the benefit is a lot of times we have fear of something, kuch ho jayega mujhe, something will happen to me. A lot of times these hidden fears go away because it's a nature, by law of nature. Nothing, a state of substance will always be the way it is. And the change in a paryay may happen, but the substance can never transform into something else that it cannot become. So that's all this says. Any other questions on this Guru Lagutva Gun so far? I think we have reached the time, 11 o'clock, we're slightly past. So we will continue into Pradeshatva attribute next time. But any questions into anything that has been covered so far, or any suggestions, anything that we can do to improve your learning experience? We even have a website now. I sent a website to everyone. Hopefully everyone has an access. And all our announcements, all our videos, recordings, all our files, PowerPoints, everything is up there. That we will post it there. Any questions? Any comments? Did everything make sense today? You do have to contemplate these topics on yourself. then and then you will be able to grasp them fully. So please, we highly encourage you that you read about it. If you have a questions, feel free to bring them back here. You can always call us, email us, or ask them in the class. Okay. If no one has any questions, thank you for joining. We will all see you next Saturday, same time. And next time we will continue with the video of theory of rebirth. Thank you.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai
Thank you.
Srinivas, thanks.